Before we start, I would like to thank you for your humble support through 2023. It's been a year full of review videos, character story, retro games, and FGC content, and I plan to deliver more in 2024 as well. Again, thank you for your humble support. I really appreciate it. And for today, I would like to welcome you to one of the most unique fighting game series ever created. From the adrenaline-fueled battles and beastly transformations of Bloody Roar's rise to its fall with dark and brutal narrative of Bloody Roar 4. With this retrospective, we will dive deep into the series' 5 games in total, exploring each title's contributions to the fighting game landscape while talking about 5 characters each title. Whether if you are here for pure nostalgia or just curious about the Bloody Roar series, get ready to unleash the beast within as we step into the ring of Bloody Roar Legacy. Released in 1997, Bloody Roar uniquely blends traditional fighting game mechanics with a wild twist. With the rise of 3D fighting games with Virtua Fighter and TEKKEN series, Bloody Roar positioned itself with fluid gameplay mechanics and transformations. Originally named as Beastorizer in arcades before being renamed for home console release, Bloody Roar's standout feature is its Beast Mode, where fighters transform into powerful animal forms, offering new moves and strategies for the players. This mechanic not only adds depth to the gameplay but also brings an element of surprise and excitement to the matches. These beast transformations are more than a visual change, as it fundamentally alters the character's moveset, speed, power, and even their health regeneration. The strategic use of this transformation is key to win against your opponents throughout Bloody Roar, and similar to TEKKEN series, Bloody Roar is accessible enough for beginners to perform basic combos, while also allowing seasoned players to develop complex, high-damage sequences. And of course, each character's combo potential varies, with some excelling in long, intricate combos and others in short, powerful bursts. And when beast transformations are considered, Bloody Roar series' potential is quite high. The design of Bloody Roar is notable for its time, with fluid animations and detailed character models and their human and beast form designs being distinct, showcasing a range of artistic creativity and design. My only critique might be its arena designs in general, and unfortunately, I don't find their designs memorable. Similar to the Soul Calibur series, Bloody Roar also presents Ring Out as a gameplay mechanic, though it takes too much effort since the arenas are enclosed at the start. Like, you can slam your opponents against the wall, knock them back, but it's difficult to perform juggle ring outs just like in Soul Calibur. Bloody Roar sets in a world where humans can transform into beasts, and the narrative revolves around these individuals known as zoanthropes. Their struggle is about their dual nature. While not as deeply explored as in later installments, the first Bloody Roar lays the foundation for the series' unique universe. In the first Bloody Roar, the zoanthropes are a hidden part of society, largely unknown or misunderstood by the general populace. Some zoanthropes struggle with their identity, while others embrace it, leading to a diverse range of characters and motivations. And the central conflict in this game revolves around TEKKEN Corporation, a shadowy organization that seeks to exploit the zoanthropes' abilities for their own gain, experimenting on them to create bioweapons or to harness their powers. As for the first game, I played as Hugo the Wolf, Alice the Rabbit, Long the Tiger, Gato the Lion, and Fox. And starting with Hugo, I will talk about their background, their story, and how they evolve in this world. First of all, Hugo the Wolf is the poster child of the series, a well-rounded character with a balanced fighting style. As a wolf, his beast form grants him enhanced speed and ferocity, and his storyline centers around avenging his father's death, who was killed during the investigation into TEKKEN Corporation. Hugo's journey is one of the self-discovery and vengeance, as he learns about his zoanthrope nature and battles TEKKEN. Alice Tsukagami's transformation into a rabbit might seem less intimidating compared to other beasts, but her agility and quick strikes make her a formidable opponent. Her story is driven by her search for her missing father, who was involved in a research related to zoanthropes. Her journey leads her to confront Tylon as she grapples with her ability to transform into a rabbit and the implications it has on her life. Long the Taiga is a former assassin who regrets his past actions committed under the influence of his beast form. His narrative is one of the redemption and atonement as he seeks to right the wrongs of his past, often putting him in a conflict with Tylon's schemes. As a tiger zoanthrope, Long stands out with his fluid, combo-heavy fighting style. His grace and power in both human and beast forms make him a favorite for many players. Gado the Lion, on the other hand, is a mercenary with a strong sense of justice. He fights against Tylon's oppression of zoanthropes, and his story is about leadership and resistance. He is a powerhouse, a heavy-hitting character, as the protector of zoanthropes against those who seek to harm them. His background story with Hugo's father also makes him one of the pillars of the Bloody Roar universe. And last but not least, Fox is a unique character with a mysterious and somewhat dark persona, and for some reason, this is the Fox's first and the last appearance in Bloody Roar series. Fox is an agile character to play, and his story involves the themes of identity and revenge. And due to Fox's cunning nature, I believe Jenny the Bat replaced Fox in the series and become one of the fundamental characters of the Bloody Roar universe. In summary, Bloody Roar stands out not only for its distinctive gameplay mechanics, but also for its engaging story that addresses complex themes through its unique characters. With the first Bloody Roar's fast-paced, strategic fighting style with a narrative that explores deeper issues of identity, it creates its own audience with an impact to the fighting genre. Now, Bloody Roar 2 is a sequel correctly made. Released in 1999, built upon the foundation laid by its predecessor, enhancing both the gameplay mechanics, visuals, and the depth of its story. Known as Bloody Roar 2 The New Breed in some regions, this installment introduced new characters and expanded on the universe lore, making it a significant sequel in the series. In Bloody Roar 2, the core mechanics of beast transformation and combat were refined. The beast transformation became smoother and more integrated into combat, allowing for more strategic use in battles. The combos were further developed, offering more depth and variety, making each character's fighting style more distinct. In addition to that, new defensive mechanics like guarding and countering added another layer of strategy, making fights more about skill and timing. Now, let's talk about the story and the characters of Bloody Roar 2. The story of Bloody Roar 2 The New Breed takes place a few years after the first game, with the zoanthropes now more public and facing new challenges. The narrative introduces Zoanthrope Liberation Front, a group fighting for zoanthropes' rights by using extreme and violent methods. Zoanthrope Liberation Front and continuing zoanthrope experiments played a key role in the story of Bloody Roar 2, and as for the character stories this time, I picked Hugo the Wolf, Sheena the Leopard, Jenny the Bat, Yuriko the Half-Beast, and Bakuryu the Mole to delve deeper. Starting with Hugo, he continues his role as a central character, now the leader of World of Coexistence, an organization aimed at zoanthrope rights and peaceful coexistence. His storyline in Bloody Roar 2 revolves around combating the Zetalef, uncovering deeper conspiracies affecting zoanthropes, and trying to protect Bakuryu from the experiments. Sheena the Leopard, on the other hand, is a mercenary and the adopted daughter of Gado. Her story in Bloody Roar 2 focuses on her relationship with her father and her own journey of self-discovery as a zoanthrope warrior, trying to draw a line between her beliefs, her foster father, and her mercenary lifestyle. Sheena might be one of my favorites of Bloody Roar 2, as her fighting style feels like a mix of Hugo and Gado the Lion's fighting style. And as I said before, I believe they intended to replace the Fox with Jenny the Bat as a character that is both a top model and a deadly spy. Jenny the Bat's storyline involves exploring her mysterious past and her connections to shadowy organizations, while she works for God of the Lion to investigate the Zetalev's activities. Jenny is quick and agile, and I find her bat form one of the best of Bloody Roar 2. Yuriko, on the other hand, becomes playable after she appeared as a non-playable final boss in the first game. Yuriko grew up. The experiments of the first game made her a zoanthrope that she can turn into a half-beast cat girl. And her storyline involves her struggles with her beast form, which is unstable and less developed than other characters. She trains under Long the Taiga of the first game and turns into one of the most efficient characters of the series. Last but not least, Bakuryu the Mole appears totally redesigned for Bloody Roar 2. This time, he is reborn as a younger character, Kenji, with a shinobi-like design and move list. Bakuryu's story is one of the redemption and grappling with his past as a ruthless assassin, as he struggles between his life with Yugo the Wolf and the brainwash that is made by Bushizima the Chameleon. Bloody Roar 2 stands as a significant evolution from the first game, with improved mechanics and a richer, more complex story. The new characters add diversity to the gameplay and bring fresh perspective to game's themes, while forming the base roster for the future Bloody Roar titles. The sequel successfully builds upon the original's foundation, cementing Bloody Roar's place as a unique and compelling series in the fighting game genre, and with its blend of dynamic combat, intriguing characters and a story that delves into complexities of identity and coexistence, Bloody Roar 2 is not only a worthy successor, but also a standout title in its own right. Released in year 2000, Bloody Roar 2 marked a significant leap in the series, both in terms of technical advancements and narrative depth. This installment, which hit the new PlayStation 2, brought the series into a new millennium with refined graphics, more intricate gameplay mechanics, and an expanded storyline than before. In addition to the improved graphics, animations, and more realistic and immersive feel to the game, there were several enhancements in gameplay as well. And to be honest, I believe Bloody Roar 3 might be the pinnacle of this series. A new addition to the gameplay was the Hyper Beast mode, which allowed characters to become even more powerful for a short period, adding an extra layer of strategy to fights. This new Hyper Beast mode allows players to deal insane amount of damage and agility for a specific time that allowed for comebacks. And of course, Bloody Roar 3 feels more fluid and balanced, making the matches fair and exciting. And as for the story of Bloody Roar 3, the narrative introduces new threats to its world, deepening the lore of this zoanthrope world. The central plot revolves around an ancient artifact known as Tabula of Thousand Beasts. This mysterious relic is said to hold immense power and is linked to a deadly curse affecting the zoanthropes. Meanwhile, zoanthropes around the world begin to show a mark known as X genome code, which is linked to Tabula and signifies a deadly curse that could lead to their deaths. And of course, the cast of Bloody Roar 3, either marked by this curse or willing to investigate the origins, find themselves fighting once again. As for Bloody Roar 3, I played as Yugo the Wolf, Jenny the Bat, the antagonist of Bloody Roar 3, Sion the Unborn, Shina the Leopard, and Yuriko the Half-Beast. As you can guess, Yugo continues to play a pivotal role, now investigating the X genome code phenomenon and its connection to Tabula. His leadership qualifiers are further highlighted as he seeks to protect his fellow zoanthropes from this new threat. Meanwhile, Jenny's storyline delves deeper into her complex identity, exploring her connection to X genome code and the Tabula. She balances her life as a top model and as a spy in the dangerous world of zoanthropes, uncovering hidden truths about her past. Shion, on the other hand, is a new character introduced in Bloody Roar 3, He plays a crucial role, deeply connected to Tabula and the X-genome code mark, driven by a mysterious agenda that intertwines with the fates of other zoanthropes. His ultimate motive is to bring the unborn order back, and sees himself as the true zoanthrope to rule the society. Our lovely mercenary Sheena the Leopard finds herself being stuck between her moral beliefs and her mercenary origins once again. She fights to end the curse, while her initial mission requires her to be more merciless and goal-oriented. Again, her story is one of the personal growth and coming to terms with her identity as a zoanthrope amidst the chaos caused by the Tabula. And I believe with the Bloody Roar 3 and the next installment, Primal Fury, Yuriko the Half-Beast started to become one of my mains of Bloody Roar. Yuriko's narrative continues to evolve, however, turning into bits like a comic relief within this dark universe. Her struggle for control and acceptance of her zoanthrope side becomes even more pronounced as she helps Hugo and Alice throughout the main story. And with Bloody Roar 3, I think the series, as I mentioned before, reached its pinnacle. Enhanced graphics, refined gameplay, and a more complex narrative was the exact thing that Bloody Roar 2 needed after a successful sequel. The introduction of Tabula and the Sign Curse added a sense of urgency and depth to the story, intertwining the character's fate in a fight against a mysterious and deadly fate. This installment not only continued the legacy of its predecessor, but also set a new standard for the series, blending intense, strategic combat with a rich, engaging narrative. And along with Primal Fury, Bloody Roar 3 is the peak point of the series before its downfall with Bloody Roar 4, leaving its mark on 3D fighting games. And if I were to be honest here, I believe Bloody Roar 3 definitely needs a remaster or something with a multiplayer with a decent netcode. I am totally okay with something Capcom did with its fighting collection, having the Darkstalkers series with online features. Bloody Roar Primal Fury, that is released in 2002 for the Nintendo GameCube and later for the Xbox, is another pinnacle for the series. Introduced fresh elements to both for gameplay and the story. Primal Fury leveraged the capabilities of the new generation consoles to offer enhanced graphics, more detailed character models that are later used in Bloody Roar 4 as well, offering more vibrant and dynamic arenas. I believe these improvements created a more visually engaging and immersive experience along with solid gameplay mechanics. Bloody Roar Primal Fury continued to refine its combat system, focusing on balance and fluidity as the movesets were expanded and the transformations were seamlessly integrated into the fighting mechanics. On the other hand, Primal Fury introduced new stages with interactive elements and multiple levels, adding variety and strategic depth to the battles as well. Additionally, new game modes including team battles and time attack were added, offering more ways to enjoy the game. While Primal Fury did not advance the overarching story of the Bloody Roar series significantly, it focused on character development, introduced new faces to the roster, while adding new layers to its world. Primal Fury introduces the concept of a zoanthrope kingdom, a place where zoanthropes can live freely. An official tournament is announced by Zoanthrope Kingdom to prove that they are offering a safe haven for their kind and not developing an army or making zoanthrope experiments. And as expected, we see the roster of Bloody Roar attending this tournament either for their personal motivations or to investigate this newly formed kingdom. Each character's story in Primal Fury is more self-contained, focusing on personal motivations and interactions with other characters rather than a central narrative thread. And for Primal Fury, I played as Yuriko the Half-Beast, Long the Taiga, the newly introduced character Kronos, Alice the Rabbit, and of course for the last time, Hugo the Wolf. However, don't expect a serious tone from Yuriko, as her story focuses on her ongoing journey of self-acceptance. The Zoanthrope Kingdom was expecting a blood-starved beast when they heard the Chimera Project's experiment was attending the tournament, But in contrast, it was just your usual, cheerful Yuriko. She defeats Kronos at the end and saving him from the destruction happening at the end of the tournament. Long the Tiger's journey in this installment is one of the introspection and redemption. As a former assassin, he still grapples with his past actions and seeks a path of peace and atonement. As Long's story is about finding inner harmony between his human and tiger form, using his skills for the greater good, often acting as a mentor or a guide to other characters, especially Yuriko. Kronos, on the other hand, is a newly introduced character, and surprisingly, he has two forms: a penguin and a phoenix. His story in Primal Fury explores themes of duty, legacy, and the burden of leadership. As a royal figure in the Zoanthrope Kingdom, he is stuck between his responsibilities to the kingdom and with his personal desires. And I kind of felt that his story and character development is quite similar to Sheena the Leopard's character development, if I were to be honest. Alice's story in the game continues her quest for identity and belonging. Known for her speed and agility, she is also depicted as kind-hearted and optimistic. Often putting others' needs before her own, her narrative in Primal Fury is about finding strength in her compassion and using her abilities to foster understanding and cooperation among zoanthropes and humans, while of course supporting Hugo the Wolf in his journey. And last but not least, Hugo the Wolf appears as a central figure once again. His role in Primal Fury is that of a leader and protector of zoanthropes, investigating the rumors about the kingdom while working with Garo the Lion and his band of mercenaries. Bloody Roar Primal Fury stands out for its visual improvements, refined gameplay, though I felt like its narrative and character-focused arcade modes could have been deeper and more intriguing. Although it enriched the Bloody Roar universe with this Zoanthrope Kingdom, I felt like its narrative kind of feels short and somewhat shallow. However, as a fighting game, it successfully continued the legacy of the series until the downfall and the end of the series with Bloody Roar 4. Bloody Roar 4, released in 2003 for the PlayStation 2, is the last installment in the Bloody Roar series. Known for taking a darker and more mature turn in both its narrative and aesthetics. It introduced significant changes to the gameplay mechanics, adding blood and gore to the visuals and making it aimed for mature audience. Added new characters to the roster and somewhat ruining the narrative with obscure voice acting.
That time you tried to kill me!
I see. Okay, I'll take you on. You think an imitation can stop me?
However, my biggest criticism about the health and the beast gauge integration. Both the human and the beast form have separate health gauges, so changing into beast form is kinda lost its strategical depth, turning into a mandatory and a shallow gameplay mechanic. Although a new guard system with guard break is added, Bloody Roar 4 felt shallow and more arcade-like than Bloody Roar 3 and Primal Fury. Now, let's talk about the story of Bloody Roar 4. The overall narrative takes a darker turn, continuing to revolve around the mysterious Tabula of Thousand Beasts and its impact on the zoanthropes. This time, the story delves into the consequences of the Tabula's misuse and the emergence of a destructive entity known as the Unborn. This powerful and mystical item is linked to the zoanthropes and their abilities, but the misuse of Tabula has led to the birth of a destructive force known as the Unborn, and to destroy this evil, the Seal of Dragon must be renewed. For the arcade stories of Bloody Roar 4, I picked the newcomer Nagi the Spurious, Yuriko the Cat, Shion the Unborn, Reiji the Crow, and Gado the Lion this time. I think I played Hugo the Wolf enough already. Nagi is one of the key characters in Bloody Roar 4. as her story is directly connected to the Tabula of Thousand Beasts. Infused with a fragment of the tabula, she gains zone throw powers, but at a great personal cost. Her journey is about understanding her new identity as the Spurious and confronting the responsibilities and dangers that come with her powers, finding Shion and having her revenge. Yuriko is not defined as half-beast in Bloody Roar 4, but she is now known as the Cat. Yuriko's narrative takes a lighter approach as she tries to renew the Dragon Seal while overcoming her fears and learning to control her powers amidst this growing chaos. Shion the Unborn plays a vital antagonist role once again, as his real motive is to destroy the Dragon Seal and its vessel, freeing the Unborn, as you can guess. His actions inadvertently contribute to the crisis, as he also fights against Nagi and uses her nature for his own gains. Unexpectedly, Reiji turned out to be one of the characters that I enjoyed the most. He is a newcomer just like Nagi, as he seeks revenge for his family and wants to destroy both the Dragon Seal and the Unborn. Technically, like ending it all. The most interesting thing about Reiji is that he has mid and low hit parry moves that makes him quite fun character to play as. And last but not least, we have one of the pillars of Bloody Roar series, Gado the Lion. The seasoned warrior Gado faces a reflective journey in Bloody Roar 4. His story is about dealing with the legacy of his past decisions as a leader and warrior, and his role in the tumultuous events unfolding due to the tabula. He tries to find Sheena, who is missing during the events of Bloody Roar 4, that leads him to Dragon Seal ultimately. Although Bloody Roar 4 stands out for its willingness to explore darker themes and more complex narratives, the series turning into mature age restriction with blood and gore also doomed the series. In addition to that, many people found Bloody Roar 4 unbalanced and criticized the integration of human and beast health bars, making Bloody Roar 4 the last of the series. It's a shame, isn't it? We only have Tekken series as 3D fighting games at the moment. People are still waiting for Virtua Fighter 6 to be announced, and 3D fighting games like Bloody Roar are long gone. I would like to see Bloody Roar revived in some way, whether it be a remaster or a new title, and just plain we need more 3D fighting games. As we close the curtain on our journey through the Bloody Roar legacy, we are left with a sense of nostalgia and craving for more. From the vicious transformations of Bloody Roar to darkly compelling narrative of Bloody Roar 4, we have witnessed a series that dare to be different, blending intense combat with a rich, character-driven story. I hope this retrospective also ignited your love for fighting games, made you wanting to jump into one of your favorites. Bloody Roar was one of the most unique series of this genre, and I believe it will continue to hold a special place in the hearts of its fans for years to come. Which Bloody Roar game was your favorite, and which character have you played the most? As always, thank you for watching today's video, and I guess this will be the last video of 2023. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to join my Discord channel, follow me on Twitter. Any humble support through Patreon and YouTube join are really appreciated. Happy New Year's. More will soon to come. Stay tuned.